Hey guys, Riley here for Target Time, and I'm here to do not a review, but a field strip tutorial on the Stoeger Cougar. And as we do, we're going to make sure the weapon is safe, as you should do with every firearm every time you pick it up. So go ahead and press the mag release button, mag pops out, empty, push the slide back 2 or 3 times just to make sure there's no bullet jammed in the chamber. Alrighty, a little background history on the Stoeger Cougar. This version is actually the 8040, which is a 40 Smith & Wesson. It also comes in a 9mm and a 45 ACP. Alright, now let's get on. The Stoeger Cougar is actually designed from Beretta, which is in Italy, manufacturer from Italy. Very, very renowned firearm manufacturer. What happened was, when Beretta made the Cougar, it was about $750 retail price here in the United States. Not a lot of people bought it, therefore the gun never caught on. And Beretta wasn't selling much of them, so what do you do when you don't sell a lot of guns? You quit. Well, quit making them. So what they did was they packed up all the equipment from their Beretta factory in Italy and shipped it over to Stoeger Industries in Turkey, which is where this gun was actually made, in Turkey. When it arrived in Turkey, it also came with a set of plans, the design plans that Beretta had licensed to Stoeger. And Italy apparently gets paid less wages because when this gun came out in stores in the United States, I actually just got this 3 or 4 days ago, 2 or 3 days ago, somewhere in that time frame. I don't even remember. It's been too long. I've been waiting to shoot it. I picked this up for $427. So it's about a $300 price drop. From what I've read online, it's really a really reliable gun. Anyways, get on the main purpose of the video. It's a field strip tutorial. Because when you buy this thing, you get this pretty little Stoeger manual. Let me flip page 19. Actually, 18 is the beginning of the field stripping, and it tells you to refer to figures 14, 15, 16, 17. I've looked through this book God knows how many times, and I have yet to find a figure 14, 15, and 16. In fact, the last figure I found was figure number 5. So, they don't... Oh! Well, I guess it's right in front of the book for you. Damn Slidos. Anywho, I actually went up and looked online after giving up on the manual. I guess now that I review it, I find it. Of course, that's how it always works. Anyways, move on with the video. If you look on the right-hand side of your weapon, you're going to find this pretty little pin right here. You can go ahead and push that with your normal pistol grip. On the other side, this other pin is going to pop out when you push that other pin on the left side, or on the right side, and pops out on the left side. And you have this fancy little lever right here. While you're pushing the pin out, push this down at a 45-degree angle, and feel free to let go of the right-hand side pin at any time. When that does, your slide's going to slide forward a little bit. Don't worry, this is perfectly normal. You haven't broken anything yet. Hopefully, at least. Go ahead and grab your slide. Preferably, it doesn't matter where you grab it. Pull it forward. This is going to come out. You're going to have 2 pieces. You're going to have the slide and the grip, as well as the trigger group. Now, what I use for cleaning is I use a roll of paper towel. I'm not going to make the same mistake I made with my AK, was I got too excited to shoot my AK and forgot to clean out all the grease inside. Figured it wasn't that important if I'm just going to go and pop off a couple rounds. Apparently Russians put a lot more grease in their guns than anybody else in the world, because on the 9th round, round got stuck in the bore. So anyways, go ahead and take your paper towel or whatever you use to clean your weapons. Go ahead and go all the way down in the mag, trigger grouping, get all that grease out of there. Now, mind you, it comes pretty clean. At least mine did. I bought mine brand new, so I would assume all of them come pretty clean. absolutely almost no grease in there whatsoever. It looks, the first time I cleaned it, it looked exactly like that. I mean, I've already gone through and cleaned it while I was messing around with it the first time. After you do that, after you wipe this out, you are completely done as far as field stripping goes with this portion of the weapon. Go ahead and set that off to the side. Come back to the slide. Get to the slide, you're going to have your recoil spring and the recoil spring chassis. What's going to happen is you're going to grab a hold of that chassis and you're going to push forward a little bit and lift up at the same time. This is going to pop right out. Go ahead and set the slide off. Now the recoil spring slides right out of the chassis, which, as it should. Go ahead and wipe off that recoil spring. Set that off to the side. Wipe off that chassis nice so it doesn't stick. And you are done with the recoil spring and the chassis for right now, so go ahead and set that off to the side. Now what we have left is the slide and the barrel. When you're looking at it from the back, I'll put it from your point of view. When you're looking at it from the rear of the weapon, turn the barrel in a clockwise motion. And it'll push forward just like that. Go ahead and pull it out while slightly lifting up at the same time, and it'll come out just like that. Be sure to wipe off the barrel. I've already done this. I'm not going to re-stick my paper towel through the bore or anything. But also try to wipe up in here just to get all that extra manufacturer's grease out of there. Also around the firing pin would probably be helpful, which I actually forgot to do. Amazing, amazing. Okay. Now if that's done, reassembly. This is what I got stuck on from the manual. There's this little, I wouldn't necessarily call it a guide, I'd call it a notch, because I don't think it serves really any purpose in here. Anyways, what I think it's used for is knowing how to put your barrel back on. When you put it on, you're going to put it this notch facing upwards on the slide. Slide your barrel back in like so. And just kind of rotate it clockwise until it falls right back into place there. And then feel free to rotate it back until it doesn't turn anymore. This is where you're going to need your recoil spring and chassis again. When you're doing this, there's going to be a side that has a curve, then a side that's flat-ended, or two sides that come up. The side that's flat-ended is going to be the side that points towards the muzzle of the barrel, or the muzzle of the weapon, and the side with a curve on it is going to be the side that faces the rear of the weapon or faces you. When you look at your recoil spring, you're going to have the black pointy end and the flat silver, or whatever color yours would be, end. The black gets inserted into the front flat face of the chassis, and it only goes in so far. Take the barrel of your gun, or the slide, excuse me. Put your spring back in the hole. When you're doing the chassis, you're going to push forward. And one thing I forgot to tell you. There's a guide right here, and there's guide rails on the bottom of your barrel. When you're putting this in, you need to make sure that that guide gets in the guide rails. So push forward and push down gently until that guide gets in those guide rails. And one way to make sure that, oh, mine obviously didn't get in there. There. Now it's in there. One way to make sure that it is in there properly is if you put the, or if you pull the chassis from side to side, your barrel is going to be moving with it, that top notch, which mine still isn't. Because again, it is not in there. See, now it moves. Now it definitely moves. We're in business again. Oh god, I should practice this a little bit more before I did it. Once doing this, you're going to take the grip of your gun, the rest of your weapon. You're going to make sure to put the slides into the guides. And also, your chassis, since it has the ability to move side to side, you want to make sure it's lined up with the bottom of the weapon, so it slides in there. I know I was messing around with it, trying to put it back together in a hurry, and it wasn't slid up, and I just quickly slid that slide on there and let go, and my slide flew off because the recoil spring just shot. So, do not do that. It is a safety hazard. The slide almost went through my wall. Actually, I think it left a pretty good dent in it. Anyways, once you get this far, push back a little bit, give it a little bit of force, and it's going to slide right back on there. Push it back. Once you have it pulled back, go ahead and that little lever I showed you at the beginning, push that back in a normal place. So ready, working, Stoeger Cougar. Alrighty guys, it's been Riley for Target Time. Remember, always be safe when you're handling firearms. Never point them at anything you wouldn't shoot. Always make sure to unload until you're ready. Alrighty, Riley for Target Time. See you guys.